The Olmec Civilization had about 8 gods. All of them represented something. The Olmec dragon represented earth, or at least the ways in which humans live. He represented agriculture, fertility, fire, and many other worldly things. The bird monster represented the skies, sun, rulership, and agriculture. The bird monster may have been the favorite god since rulers are shown with the bird monster symbol on their clothing. The Olmec war jaguar is one of the most intriguing gods. He appears as a human baby with fangs and almond-shaped eyes. The Olmec gods provide a cultural point of view of the Olmec civilization. Another god was the water god, whose area of territory was not only water, but water sources, such as rivers, lakes, or oceans. The water god appears on different forms of Olmec art, like large sculptures and celts. The feathered serpent seems to be a minor or not as important god, since it is not common in surviving Olmec art.
Good afternoon, class. My name is Carlos Macia, and I'm going to talk about the jobs of the Olmec and Chavin civilizations. The specific jobs of the Olmec people were artisans, which were the ones that would create statues to worship the gods. The peasants were the people that worked on being farmers and other kinds of laborers. The peasants would often work on what the civilization needs, such as temples and roads. The priests would lead to religious ceremonies because they were seen highly by the rulers who would lead the civilization to greatness. On the other hand, the Chavin individuals would work on almost the same jobs as the Olmec civilization. Like, the artisans would create pottery, beads, weaving, and material works as well. They were the creators of society because when it comes to material goods, the civilization did not have any. That's why the only salvation was the artisans. Another job that the Olmec civilization had was the cleaning of the temples, but the only Olmec civilization created them. Then the Chavin individuals cleaned them. By that, they had a very specific system when it comes to the jobs. Thank you for your attention.
The central Olmec locales are in San Lorenzo, La Venta, Laguna de los Cerros, and Tres Zapotes, in what is presently southern Mexico. The Olmecs lived in hot, humid lowlands along the bank of the Gulf of Mexico, in what is currently southern Veracruz and Tabasco states in southern Mexico. San Lorenzo is the oldest known building site. The site is exceptional for its many stone landmarks, including a portion of the huge cut heads. The Olmec zone took up around 7,000 square miles. They took advantage of the greens, fruits, and the total abundance of seafood like fish, shellfish, and turtles that thrived in the hot, humid temperature. They also took advantage of the jungle animals, such as tapirs, monkeys, boars, and other jungle animals.
In 1200 BCE, a civilization called the Olmec formed in the Gulf of Mexico. They moved there in order to be able to plant crops along the fertile land. The population of the Olmecs were people who were first groups of ancient villages. San Lorenzo was the capital of the Olmec civilization. Around 1200 BCE, people of San Lorenzo established long-distance trade networks with other parts of Mesoamerica. They were believed to trade with the Aztec and Mayan civilizations. They traded goods like obsidian, jade, serpentine, mica, rubber, pottery, feathers, and mirrors. Around 900 BCE, San Lorenzo was destroyed. The harm done to the islands was believed to be caused by ecological changes. After the fall of San Lorenzo, since this was the capital of the Olmec civilization, another city, La Venta, became the capital. La Venta now controlled the trading network. After that, around 400 BCE, La Venta, just like San Lorenzo, went into decline. The cause of this event was not known, but the Olmecs just abandoned the city altogether. Even though descendants of the Olmecs still lived there, their culture was lost.
In the Olmec civilization, there were rulers who oversaw the civilization. These rulers served as the majority of the government. Those who served as priests and religious leaders also were thought to have had a high position in the government due to the strong tie between government and religion in their society. Rulers kept up a constant and strong power over their people, and were chosen to be leaders based on their claimed relationship with Olmec deities. Government has started with farming crops, and farming had led to a government run by a ruling elite. The Olmecs used a hierarchy society to legitimize their rule. It has been said that no one person ruled alone, but multiple people together led the government.
The Olmec were great artists and sculptors. Today, they are still known for their amazing artwork, stonework, and cave paintings. One of the Olmec most astonishing artworks was their colossal heads, which were found at 4 Olmec sites. Their artwork mostly expressed their religion and strong beliefs. The Olmec did drawings of all sizes. They would do large stone sculptures or tiny celts. They had many different variants. Some of their most popular and known works were their stoneworks, sometimes made from basalt or jadeite. Jadeite is a sodium-rich pyroxene mineral. It is actually pretty similar to the stone jade. The Olmec would also make huge and massive thrones. The thrones were made of basalt and had very detailed carvings on its sides. The thrones were used by priests or the nobility. However, they would also make smaller pieces of art like figurines, celts, masks, ornaments, and small statues. A really important small statue was the Last Linus Monument, which was a seated youth holding a word jagger baby. The Olmec artwork is a really important part to learning who they were.